Welcome back, everyone. Well, it is time for Money Monday with David Seeger from Great Lakes Credit Union. Hi, David. How are you?
Pretty good.
All right, so we're going to talk about just a bunch of facts, of course, appropriately on this Labor Day. How are things looking overall?
Well, there's some improvement, but it's been slow and steady. And I mean slow, underlying slow quite a bit in this whole situation. When it comes to recovery, unemployment is the last thing that actually you see improvement in, and we're still waiting to see a lot of improvement in that. We haven't had a lot of new job creation.
Now, we had done something earlier in the show, and we're going to do it again here in the 6 o'clock hour, about job growth. And it does look like they are predicting over the next 3 years that there will be job growth in every state. Now, of course, every state differs depending on what state it is. Like Montana doesn't look like it's going to have any manufacturing growth, but most states are. That's good.
That's right. It's very good. That's definitely good.
All right. So let's talk about the man session.
Yeah, the man session. In 2008, when we had the start of the recession, the problem was this. Mostly men were being affected as compared to women. So they called it a man session. Most of the jobs that are associated with men, those are jobs that were hit the hardest when it came to the recession.
So you're talking like construction, manufacturing.
Exactly. Those type of occupations.
Okay. And the adult men, the unemployment rate is 7.7 right now.
Yes.
Adult women, 7.5. Teenagers, 23.8, which I'm not very surprised about.
Right,
that.
it's pretty tough.
Yeah,
pretty tough
for them to get jobs. Okay, minimum wage right now. Federal minimum wage is $7.25.
Correct.
Where's Ohio at on that
It's
list?
$7.70.
Okay.
So you have to, as an employer, you have to pay the higher of the two. So we go by the minimum wage for Ohio then, for minimum wage.
Gotcha.
Great. All right. Also, I want to talk about just to break even, what we would need as far as how many jobs to create.
About 150,000 for a month for the whole entire country.
Okay.
And we've been hitting less than that and a little bit higher than that. It's been pretty tough to get to 150,000 sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, we hear rhetoric out there, like over the weekend I was watching some of these weekend news shows that claim that we've manufactured 4 million jobs since this administration took office. Is that accurate?
Well, that's what they say. And,
that's what they say. Is that
exactly.
accurate?
Well, for the most part, I would imagine, because they do corrections, and they have to backtrack. So that figures with all the backtracking and the revisions that come along with that.
Gotcha.
Okay. What would your advice be as far as discouraged workers?
A discouraged worker is somebody that has given up looking for a job.
Yeah.
Right. There's plenty of those out there.
Yes, there are.
Long-term unemployed.
Exactly. Long-term unemployed. They estimate anywhere between 15 to 60% if you look at unemployment, if you would add those people in, because they're not counted in the numbers.
Right.
So that's what makes it difficult. What you need to do if you're structurally unemployed is that's what we're talking about here. As a discouraged worker, try to get some retraining in jobs that are available. A lot of these people have skills that the labor force no longer needs or wants. So the retraining, retooling, that type of thing that you need to do for yourself is what would help you in those type of situations.
Well, and so is going back to school even good advice? Because then you're going to rack up
Some debt.
Yeah, that is true. And so that's the balance you have to consider. And that's what a lot of people struggle with. Should I go back to school, get all this debt, and will I get a job?
Pay off?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
All right, we're out of time, David, but he'll be back again next hour. Thank you so much. Let's head now into our second part of Money Monday with David Seeger from Great Lakes Credit Union.
Good morning.
Hi, David. All right, so we have some great, very interesting facts about Labor Day in general. Now, Labor Day became a federal holiday quite a long time ago.
Yes, back in 1894, as a matter of fact.
All right, and I read this, you had sent this last week, and I'm fascinated with this. $1 100 years ago. Let's talk about the inflation, where it is now today.
Actually, $1 100 years ago today has the value of $22.57.
Wow.
Yes, that much. That's how much inflation has its impact on the value of the dollar.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about unemployment. Of course, let's go ahead and get those numbers out. We were just now doing the job growth chart, as you saw.
Exactly.
1.1 increase. That, I mean, hopefully, I mean, it's little, but I mean, it's something. You know, we'll take it. Ohio's unemployment right now is 7.2%, but in Lucas County, it's even higher.
It's about 9%.
Okay.
And it's a little bit higher. It's a little bit stubborn in Lucas County, but we've had some issues with being tied to manufacturing has been creating some issues for us.
Do we have a number for underemployed as well?
No, we don't. I don't have any of those numbers exactly offhand, but it's really hard to measure that. But how do you measure who's underemployed, what have you?
Correct.
Give you a certain example of the people that were that lost their jobs in 2008 due to the recession. 25% of them found a job of equal pay. 25% found a job of lesser pay, which is the underemployed. 25% are still looking, and 25% have given up.
Wow. Those are staggering numbers.
They are. They are.
Scary.
Think about it.
The man session, it's been dubbed, the recession has been dubbed the man session.
Exactly.
Tell us basically why. I mean, is it construction and manufacturing?
Exactly. Jobs is usually associated with men. They get hit the hardest in 2008. So they dubbed it the man session as compared to like a regular recession.
Right.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. We need to create 150,000 jobs per month just to break even.
Just to break even with the people entering the workforce. Exactly. And that has been a struggle the last few months. In May, it was something well less of that.
That's how much the workforce is growing each and every month.
Exactly. Exactly.
The average, okay, this is one thing, and David and I were joking about it on the break. The average work week right now is 34.5 hours.
That is correct.
That's I thought it was going to definitely be in the 40s.
No, only around 34 hours a week. There's people higher and lower, obviously, but in average, about 34.
Is that because of part-time workers?
To a certain extent, yes, or not enough hours to justify a person to be there that was full-time before, now working a lesser amount.
And a lot of businesses are doing that because it helps them with benefit costs and things like that. If you don't have that 40-hour full-time employee, you save a lot on the benefits end of the equation.
35 hours is the magic number for
so 34, benefits. Just below the threshold, that's where the number is.
Exactly.
Interesting. All right, let's get to one more funny fact. Tell me about the hot dog fact.
Yes, the hot dog fact. It's the hot dog sausage season. It goes between Memorial Day and Labor Day, and that's when people eat more sausages and hot dogs. As a matter of fact, sales go down after today with hot dogs and sausages, according to the National Sausage Association.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
That's right. Yeah.
Very welcome.
Thank you so much, David. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.